Okay? So we've gone through our first 8 steps. Okay, so we've done our hand hygiene, introduced ourselves, we've had the patient tell us their name, date of birth, if they can tell me what day it is today, or the date, or what month we're in, what season, where do they believe they are at, what brought them here. General survey appears to be stated height and weight, appears to be comfortable, well groomed, no odors. No non-malodorous, if you will, and with erect, good posture. Vital signs have been reviewed and the recently recorded set are within normal, safe parameters for this patient. Overall appearance is our real first step for really anything, which we've kind of already done with our general assessment. Or general survey, I should say. Overall appears to be comfortable and as we would expect anybody that we go in to see. She's not like missing limbs or missing any body parts, fingers, toes that we can tell yet. Okay. Inspect posture, movement, general body symmetry, and note any aids or balance. So we've already got that her posture is erect, but now we need to figure out, okay, movement-wise, general body symmetry, she looks symmetrical, equal on the left and right. So what we need to get her to do is get up and move. So I'm gonna have you stand up and just walk 5 steps that way and then come back. And what I'm doing is assessing her gait. Is she stumbling? Or is she going to one side more so? Is she limping? Okay, any of those would not be expected. Okay, so then now, one more thing. While we have her standing up, I'm gonna have her bend over to try and touch her toes, which I used to be able, I can do it still, but I used to be able to put my hands flat, but I was in gymnastics at the time, that ain't happening anymore. But I'm gonna have her bend over and then slowly, as she comes up, just kind of roll her back up this way. As she's rolling, I'm gonna have you actually face the other direction just so that they can see on camera. Oh, sorry. You're on the left, okay? But while she's rolling her back up, I'm going to be palpating her spine on either side of those bony prominences that I showed you on the skeleton this morning to see how straight it is. And you can tell if they've got scoliosis and you're going up like this, you can tell when there's a deviation. So if you follow with both fingers, you'll be able to feel it easier, okay? I'm gonna have you bend over and just roll your back up. Oh, slower. Actually, I was right on top of that. Right through here, you can you'll feel that there's like a little soft, almost valley on either side of that, and that's muscle. So you want to push up, not like, but just palpate and run those bony prominences between those 2 fingers to visualize roughly what you're feeling in that respect. Okay? Think please sit down.
And what is that like for?
Scoliosis. Because if there is that if you're looking at the posterior of the person, or if you're looking at your patient from a posterior view, so from the back, and you're feeling that and you see a little bit of a deviation, they've got a degree of scoliosis. It should be perfectly straight. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
So for kyphosis and lordosis, how would you measure that?
So go ahead and stand up for me and face that way towards the camera. I would look at her like this and see if I thought she might have kyphosis back here, she would be hunched over like this. That curvature of the thoracic spine would be exaggerated, okay? And then kyphosis, because I can kind of see better that concave convexness that we would expect with the spine on the lateral view. So, but if she was having kyphosis, of course, then this would be sticking out a little bit more like this. And I would expect her gait to have been more of a waddle, which is what happens with pregnant women because they're so large with the baby inside that their hips are actually being spread apart a little bit, and it's actually easier for them to walk with a waddle than trying to. Some women walk in high heels during pregnancy, and I'm like, what are you, insane?
Yeah.
So,
Superwoman.
Okay. Now we're also going to, let's see, inspected posture, movement, general body symmetry. She doesn't have any aids, so no walker, no cane, no wheelchair, or anything like that. Inspect and palpate the spine, noting contour and tenderness. You didn't have any pain or discomfort with that, did you? Okay, perfect. Inspect the limbs for skin changes and symmetry as well as muscles and joints. So I'm just going to, again, look over, it doesn't say palpate, it just says inspect. I'm gonna look to see if there's any deformities in her joints, like those pictures that I showed you for those people that have the rheumatoid arthritis in their fingers. Or if one knee is more kind of bony around here, that could usually indicate some osteoarthritis or something going on, or maybe they've got RA in their knee. Okay, something that's just a thing to kind of, I better investigate that a little bit further type of a deal. Now comes the fun part. Palpating the limbs for muscle mass, tone, strength, range of motion, and crepitus. So, starting back here, I'm gonna put my hand on her neck and just have her look side to side and up and down. And what I'm feeling for is any type of cracking or popping. We've all popped your knuckles at least once probably in your life, so you know what that sound is. But you can feel that too sometimes, or you can feel like the bone grinding on each other, especially if they're complaining of a stiff neck already, okay? But we do not, especially with the neck, we don't force them to go any further than what's comfortable. Come on, you know what I mean? Why? Why would we do that? If we did it, we could hurt or cause even more damage. If it's already inflamed because it's stiff, we don't want to make it any worse. We would just know, okay, they got a severe decreased range of motion in their neck, lateral, to the left or to the right side or both. Okay. So then now I'm going to have her raise her arm out and then up front. You got a little pop there. Okay. Come over to this side, do the same thing. Alright. Any popping or feeling in your elbows at all? Okay. I'm gonna have you do this with your wrists, and I'm just gonna feel here. Grinding in there. You right-handed? Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Okay. And then go ahead and give me a nice good squeeze on my fingers there. Okay. Push against me. Alright, pull me towards you. Alright. So now I know that she's got good upper muscle, upper arm, upper extremity strength. Okay, because she was able to push, she was able to pull. And when I squeezed, or have her squeeze my fingers, notice too, I'm not giving her my whole hand, I'm only giving her 2 fingers. Because sometimes people, when they squeeze, they won't let go. And if you give them your whole hand, you're kind of stuck there. Whereas if you just give them the 2 fingers, you can kind of pull them out, okay? But what am I looking for here? When I have her squeeze my fingers? Her grip, her strength. Okay? And I'm looking to see if they're equal, and they are about equal on both sides. Now typically, because she's right-handed, I would expect this hand to be a little bit stronger than the left, just because we tend to favor the side that we're more dominant on. Okay? All right. I had her do this to see if there's any crepitus or anything in her wrist joint. I could see if I really wanted to with the fingers, and this is not part of your assessment checkoff, but even if you saw that there was deformities and stuff in their fingers, you could have them wiggle their fingers to see if there's any popping or cracking sound with that. Yes.
Sorry, when you did the wrist, sorry, I missed it. You just right here?
Yeah, just
okay.
right above. It's kind of hard because she's got a watch on her right now. But yeah, I just kind of loosely put my hands around her wrist and then had her move her wrists in a clockwise and a counterclockwise.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Would you be able to feel it?
You would, yeah. I could definitely feel on her right wrist that there was some cracking, or not necessarily grinding, but that crepitus that I was talking about. Okay. So now we're going to get to the hips later because I'll have you lay back and we'll do range of motion on that. But now I can do the knees and bend or kick your knee out for me without kicking me. Okay. And I am just putting my hand, the majority of the palm of my hand on her knee to see if there's any popping of the patella or the knee joint itself. I can also at the same time feel if there's any fluid in the knee. Okay. Ideally, we would do both at the same time, but that kind of puts me in a precarious position to where, well, how's she gonna kick? Okay, so you wanna do one at a time. one over here, and then one over here. And again, evaluating too at the same time if there's any fluid on the knee or anything like that, okay? So now we'll do the ankles too while you're laying back. So go ahead and lay back for me. All right. So now, wait, does this bed work? No, of course not. So now for the hips. Okay.
What do you?
I just need something to provide for. Wow. Sorry, dude. So with that, I'm going to take her leg and I'm going to abduct it first to see how far out we can go as far as that angle is concerned. So, say when? Like, can you do the splits? Okay, that's a lot farther than most people can go. Usually you get about right here, about 45 degrees from midline, and they're like, oh my God. So that's why I was like, just say when.
You're outside.
Okay. She's like, hello? Ankle, hello? Okay, now I'm going to support her leg and see how well we can tolerate this motion. Making sure that at the hip and at the knee we get to at least a 90-degree angle. Okay? And any pain with that? No. Okay. If I'm lifting up and all of a sudden she goes, ah ha ha, I'm not gonna go any further. Okay, that's limited range of motion at that point. Okay? And I would do the same thing on the other side. Okay? So now down here, just move it back. While I'm down here, now I can do the thing with the ankles and have her do the circles with your toes. So draw two big circles in and out. Okay. That whole right side of you is cracky.
Oh, mine are really bad.
Okay.
I'm a little deformed.
See what?
I'm a little deformed.
That's okay. You're unique. It's fine. All right, and then now I'm gonna have you push down like you're pushing on the gas or the brake. Okay. And then now have you lift your toes up towards your nose. Okay, and now I've done her push and pulls on her feet as well for her strength of the lower extremities. Okay, and pardon?
Is that
Yeah, plantar flexion.
Yes, plantar flexion is when you're pointing your toes. Dorsiflexion would be with you're bringing this way. Hey, 3 years of ballet, believe it or not.
Actually?
Yes.
Oh.
I told you, I used to be skinny. I used to be about as small around as you are. But then freshman year of college happened and a growing addiction to Taco Bell. All right.
I'll do it for you in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still
Well,
here.
Mexican food in general. Mhm. All right. Now, joint range of motion was as expected. No crepitus felt in the joint's strength. So we did our grips. Okay, she was nice and strong on both sides, so I would say +5 out of 5 for her grips. Her pushes and pulls were good. She pulled me a little bit towards her, you know, not just like if she had done something like, you know, that would be like a 1 out of 5. Very weak if she's even able to lift her hands up towards me. Okay, but the fact that she was like this, okay, tells me that she's got some strength to her. Okay, especially when I had her squeeze my fingers and I got a good squeeze on each side. Same thing can be said here as far as her pushing down and pulling up. Now, do I expect this to be as strong as this going back? No. This is going to be stronger because we typically do use our feet for walking, the brake, gas, biking, all those fun things. But we don't usually use it this way as much per se, as far as muscle development. Okay? So then, what else could I be doing down here though?
Tickling her.
Capillary refill, yeah, you got it.
Tickling.
So that's all that combination of stuff coming together. So when we get to the head to toe, you're working head to toe and getting all of this stuff done. Okay? All right. And then of course make sure that she is safe. She's got a call light. She's got any personal belongings around her. What else?
Any questions?
Each one, do we say this is a 5 out of 5, or just at the end we do that?
You can. Either or is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we could just sum it all up if they're fine. Okay.
Do we
Okay.
only abduct one side, or do we do the?
No, you would do
You
it
do
to both
both.
sides.
Yeah.
And this to both sides. I just
Oh.
did it to one for brevity.
Okay.
So how do you notate when we have crepit like that?
You would just say that decrepit is
that expected?
noted. Not always. It could be, I don't know, do you crack your knuckles a lot? Running?
No.
Any type of sports?
No.
No?
And if I feel
No?
so unhealthy.